Greetings, beautiful goddess. So this month, October, we are focusing on our sacral chakra, Swadhisthana. It is our second energy center just below the belly button, and it is our moving center. Obviously, it's our center of rhythm and flow, and it is associated with pleasure, passion, play, sensuality, as well as our sexuality and creativity, because we give birth to ideas, give birth to our creativity. It's also said to be our emotional center, hence why sometimes we can have emotions trapped in our hips and pelvis, or we can experience stiffness, tightness in our hips and pelvis if we're feeling emotionally stuck in life. And what we're going to focus on this month is our ability to feel. Now, I've been talking about this a lot to several other people lately, and I've come to the conclusion that children who are left to cry as babies, as I was and as my partner was, because the theory at the time was that it was better to leave them to cry out, they'd self-soothe and all this, that and the other. The thing is, what we're now discovering is that children who are left to cry as babies, when they are faced with challenges, we tend to go very introspective. We tend to go into a state of helplessness, where, like, for me personally, my mind goes blank, I go into a state of freeze, and I feel totally helpless, and I want a white knight to come and save me. And I really do sometimes react disproportionately to the problem. It's if the world is going to end and, everything, it's a very, very big reaction, but it's a trauma response leading back to the fact that as a baby, I was accidentally taught that no one was going to help me at a time when I was helpless, hopeless. No one was going to come along to help me. So I want you to consider, how do you respond to a challenging situation? I'll give you an example. The other day, I was in a really, really good mood. I'd driven over to my boyfriend's, and my car started overheating, and it was like a kettle. Water was peeing out the bottom. It was quite clear that I wasn't going to be able to drive it, and I just went straight into, oh my God, the world's going to end kind of thing. Just my mind went blank. Trying to think of a solution. My mind just went blank. And years ago, I would have at that point turned to either drugs or to food or to some other thing. We often turn to behaviours like shopping, or sometimes now I'll stick my head in a book as a way of avoiding the problem, as it were, because that is a trauma response. I feel helpless, feel hopeless. So I want you to start to think about how you respond to challenging situations, and also how you respond to your emotions. Do you try and repress or deny them? Do you try and put on a front? So if you're really feeling low, or if you're struggling, are you able to express that? Or do you feel that you kind of hide it, you keep it to yourself? Do you reach out for help and support? Or do you feel that you have to do it all yourself? Have you ever been in situations where you've been made to feel wrong about expressing your emotions, for example? And this is no disrespect to parents, my parents, anyone else's parents, but for example, when young children, I'm talking like really young children, have a tantrum, as it were, they're expressing their emotions and they get told off for it. We're told to go and stand on the naughty step or whatever, or I'm not going to talk to you while you like this. These kind of things, we're inadvertently taught that it's wrong to have and to express emotions. So this month we're really going to be focusing on the fact that it's okay to express emotions, because any emotion is energy, and if we don't express it in a healthy, healing way, it can and will become trapped in our body, maybe later leading to aches or pains, or to illness, to disease, to tumours, to really life debilitating conditions. So the archetypes for sacral chakra are the sovereign being, so the person who feels kind of empowered, who knows their worth, who knows that they have a right to be here, who sees the beauty of the world around them. To the other extreme is the martyr, the oh woe is me, I must sacrifice everything, I must be recognized for the sacrifices I made. Those people who think it's wrong to actually enjoy life, we're just here to serve others, it's better to give than receive kind of thing, whereas actually it's best to give and receive. So we're going to look at that. We're going to focus on that, on how to express our emotions in a healthy, healing way. So the journal prompts I invite you to consider are these. Ask yourself, when can I remember a time when I was made to feel wrong for expressing my emotions? And notice what comes out. Know that there's no kind of right or wrong. You know, you can write this down, you can just think of it in your mind, you can type it up on notes, or just, as I do, say out loud, which I call virtual journaling. So can I remember a time when I was made to feel wrong for expressing my emotion? So that could be a time when you were a child, you were tired or whatever, so you were throwing a tantrum, you were throwing your toys around, and you got told off, got made to stand in the naughty step, whatever comes to mind, just let it. And then ask yourself, what would it mean to me to freely express my emotions without judgment or criticism? What would it mean to me to freely express my emotions without judgment or criticism? And then ask yourself, how can I express myself and my emotions in a creative, playful, inspirational way? A way that allows me to lovingly feel and heal. So for example, nowadays people are using things like art therapy to express emotions. Because here's the thing, we may have situations that happened many, many years ago when we were a child that we may have forgotten about, or we may think it doesn't really have an effect on us. Cat hair everywhere, I do apologise. That we think doesn't affect us, or that we think we've dealt with, etc., that may come up out of the blue. So there may be a way, I mean, sometimes like just dancing, just shaking it all out, standing in the middle of a field, going, rah! So there may be ways that you can think of to express your emotion. Remember, this is just for you, okay? There's no rights or wrongs. So how can I express myself and my emotions in a creative, playful, because this energy center is to do with our sense of play as well, in a playful, inspirational way, a way that allows me to lovingly feel and to heal. And number 3, if I knew that it is safe for me to feel and to express myself, how different would my life look and feel? If I knew, or if I could know that it is safe for me to feel and to express myself, how different would my life feel and look? And lastly, ask yourself, what can I do in my daily life to add more opportunities for play and creativity? If I could make choices based purely on joy, excitement, and fun, how different would my daily choices look? So what can I do in my daily life to add more opportunities for play and creativity? And if I could make choices based purely on joy, excitement, and fun, how different would my daily choices look? So I shall add those in a written format so that you can remind yourself of them. So enjoy the practices this month. Namaste. Mwah.